Hi and welcome to a tutorial on using Adobe Animate's camera, virtual camera and virtual panning tools to enable us to virtually zoom in and pan across to features within our animation. Now to begin, you'll see I've got a very basic animation. I've got a background layer that has just a static image for a full 3-second segment. Then I have a mask layer in which the mask is physically moving along that motion tween across the 3-second segment. Now in terms of what we want to do, we want to see from around about this 2-second mark, we want to see that mask zoom in and become center on the screen. And to do that, we're going to need to use both a pan and also a zoom feature. So to begin, first thing we need to do is actually to turn on our camera tool. Camera tool is located on the right hand side in your tool options. And immediately when you see that, you see a new layer has been created called camera, and there is a virtual sliding bar on the screen. By default, you've got the camera with the magnifying glass highlighted, which means that you are currently in zoom mode. You can also select the camera with the arrow tool, which puts the camera into a rotate mode. The last option you have is to click on the screen and drag sideways, and that's how you create your panning. But we'll just put that back to the beginning. So we're starting here. You can see on my camera layer I have a keyframe where the camera is in its current position, and that consistently works for 3 seconds. Now at this 49 frame, so at the start of the second segment, I'm just going to insert a keyframe here, because between frame number 1 and frame 48 I don't want any zooming or panning to happening. Because I want it to start happening from here, and because the camera tool is advanced enough for us, we can immediately now right click and insert a classic tween, and that enables us to start using the virtual camera in a more realistic way. You'll see that we've got all the dotted lines along each of the frames, and that indicates that at the moment there is no motion for Adobe Animate to work with. So at the moment, even if we move across, you'll see there's no zooming, no panning, because we haven't created anything for it to tween. I'm going to be working on this last frame here to begin with, because I know that by the end of the animation I want to be zoomed in. And I'm also going to pan across because I want that mask to become center of the screen. And you can see that every time we release, the zoom feature enables you to zoom just a little bit more. So probably gone a little bit too far there. Make my mask fit in the center. Now that I've got that, you'll see on my timeline in the camera that I now have a solid arrow, which indicates that the tweening has taken place. And that's exactly what we wanted. Now I'll show you what happens if you don't use the classic tween, or you don't use any tween. If we just simply insert a keyframe and zoom from here, then what actually happens as we play through our animation is that it chops into a zoom, and it's very choppy, not very smooth as a camera technique. Now sometimes you might want to do that if you're cutting between scenes, but for the purpose of this animation we were just looking to do a basic zoom and pan. So if we watch now, we have a gradual zoom and pan. Animation is complete. If you follow these steps, you should be able to complete the zoom, pan. Also the rotate would happen as well, just remembering to turn on your classic tween before you start with your zooming or panning on any of your frames.